Hello,
Who's
everybody.
introing? Oh, okay. Hello, Prem.
I'm gonna.
I had quite. I know. I introed last time, but I had quite a nice little intro that I thought of. But
No, yeah, go for it, mate. Go for it.
okay. You're gonna regret saying that. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hi, Jay. How you doing?
All right, mate. I'm doing all right.
I'm good. I'm good too. There's a few reasons why I'm good. Could it be the dire, pathetic, terrible, awful, shameful, disgraceful, horrible form of Arsenal? Or could it be the fun little Chelsea stat I have lined up for you later? Who knows? But should we start with the Arsenal game?
I think I'd rather start with the Arsenal game.
Okay, good. Let's go for it. Yeah, so last night, obviously, Arsenal 0, Burnley 1. Their 4th home loss in a row, their 5th loss in the Premier League in a row. I mean, only a win against Dundalk is the shining light between those two games. What do we make of that?
Well, Adam so kindly, because he's not here, sent us a nice post with some good stats in. So I thought I wanted to read some out. We're doing this to cheer ourselves up. So Arsenal are 15th in the Premier League with 13 points after 12 games. That's fun. They have lost 4 consecutive home games. Leicester, Villa, Wolves, and now Burnley. The Aubameyang one. Aubameyang has scored more goals for opposition teams, 1, than he has for Arsenal at the Emirates this season. and the list goes on of great stats. They're in the mud, man. They're really in the mud. And it as you think it can't get worse, it gets worse, and then it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it puts a smile on all of our faces. And
I do think there's one stat that's getting overlooked as well. Like, I haven't really seen anyone fully really give it the credit it deserves, and that's the fact that they're 15 points behind their major rivals and hated rivals, Tottenham, and 14 places. Like, we're giving Arsenal a lot of stick because they're so shit now. No one's even comparing them to Tottenham for years. Like, we've had this thing, and now no one's even comparing. It's wonderful. It's like no one on Arsenal Fan TV utters the word Tottenham anymore. That doesn't happen. No. They try to keep the foot quiet about Tottenham. Any slither of hope they got, and we'll talk about this from the Crystal Palace draw, dashed away from them in less than 2 hours. Oh.
It's such a thing of beauty, and obviously we all turned into Arsenal Fan TV. It's the second it was happening, after Xhaka got that red card. It was like, where's the watch along? Let's get it. Let's see what.
Jay, can I ask you a question, mate?
Go on.
Can I dash this chair?
No, you won't. That's what I like. That's what I like the most. He's like acting big. He's like, "Can I dash this chair?" Blood. And then Robbie's like, "No, you won't." And he's just sat down. he just.
And he was like, "Okay."
The boss spoke. Big Robbie spoke.
No, I think the best thing to happen to Arsenal Fan TV recently is the introduction of the Voldemort man.
Oh, he's amazing, isn't he?
He is just like, he's so funny.
He's
we shouldn't laugh.
Beautiful.
Like, there's genuine mental health issues here that like obviously we saw it with Claude, and they're not. I was trying to explain to Yarrow, like, I'm not laughing at these people. Like, you have to understand the hatred of the club first, but I don't know. If you're gonna film yourself in that setting, if anyone wants to put anything about us in the comment section, they can, because we've opened ourselves up for that. That's the rule of the game. If me and you did this exact same thing, but became absolute cunts throughout it, that's like even more so.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mad.
It's a part of it, isn't it? And a part of laughing at Arsenal Fan TV, it's laughing at Arsenal, isn't it? But yeah, that geezer, he's amazing, man. Thing is, I know people like him, and that's what makes it funnier. Like, you just know people that act like him. So he's the personification of that. But yeah, we'll move on from Arsenal. It was a fun time. Hopefully this.
We say we move on, but just before we move on, Jay, where does it get better? They've got Southampton coming up. They've got like I can't remember their exact fixture list, but you've got you on Boxing Day. Like,
Oh, I can't wait for that.
they've pretty much got a difficult run of fixtures. I think is it Leicester in there maybe too until Brighton, and at that point it could be the genuine battle for who falls into 17th. Where do you see Arsenal coming out swinging against Southampton? There's a brilliant Southampton team that sits third in the table.
Yeah, no, I would say no. You'd come out swinging at Burnley to get points on the board. You know what I mean? That's where you start a rebuild of form. But no, but you know what it is. Arteta will get the year. I think no matter what, unless they get relegated. But
not if they keep dropping like this. Like what you have to what as well. Like obviously Xhaka should have been sent off. You can't grab someone in the throat in modern day football. It doesn't matter if you think it's soft. It doesn't matter if you think it's bullshit. Like it can't happen. El Neni should have gone 100%. I think it was pure sympathy from the ref. And Elliot, I got a message off Elliot, brilliant, that literally just said that's a pen. Or just pen when El Neni grabbed him and pushed him by the face. And then instantly I received a text just saying, never mind, don't need it. Because they scored from the resulting corner. And even Elliot, I'm pretty sure, and I don't mean this as disrespect to Burnley, but as a Burnley, you'd probably feel uncomfortable playing any big side. You know, will we hold this? I'm pretty sure Elliot would have sat there quite comfortably yesterday.
Yeah, no, they weren't impressive going forward at all. I mean, Willian whipped in about 30 crosses and only one of them
he's
made
whipped in
it to his
30 crosses between Tottenham and Burnley.
Oh, was that sorry?
The only goal Arsenal have scored from a cross is Aubameyang into the Arsenal net.
To his own
so,
net.
yes,
God.
sorry. Now we'll move on. I just wanted to really compound that.
Yeah. No, fair enough. The title and the thumbnail will be about Arsenal right now anyway, so we've got to rub it in a little bit. We'll move on. I've had my fun, and then now I guess I have to be a bit sad again because we'll move on to the Chelsea-Everton game and then preview the Wolves game, of course. The Everton game, I've spoke a lot about it. There's a fan cam, go watch that. I'm upset in it, of course, because that game was so frustrating. And I think you can whittle it down to a couple of different points. And I don't know what you think, Josh, but we just lacked the width to break them down. The Ziyech being injured, Pulisic being injured, Callum Hudson-Odoi being injured was not working. And then
is this a bit of karma from you then? Because I remember you at the start of the season saying, "What happens if just Son and Kane get injured? You guys are fucked." And
it's a little bit, yeah.
Sorry, just for an edit here, because I've accidentally picked the squeaky chair and I've had to be really, really still, and it's not working.
That's fine. Go on.
Right. Okay. Right. Sat down. Everything's rolling, and okay. Cheers for that. You may notice a slight light change. Darkness has descended upon my hometown. What I was going to say, Jay, was: is this a little bit of karma for you? Because I do distinctly remember you saying that Tottenham would sink like a stone with the injury of Son and Kane, and now here you are without Ziyech and Pulisic.
I didn't say sink like a stone.
Well, I'm putting words in your mouth.
I'd say I'd still stand by that with you guys. You know, they're the big output for you guys, so it will affect you. But it is a little bit of karma because we absolutely missed them that game, and with them I think we could have got something. It was difficult. Pulisic is just he needs to take some time and work on his legs, man, because he's really struggling. But Havertz, speaking of struggling, Havertz was really poor in this game. He just didn't look up for it. He looked like a bit of a stroppy teenager almost, like never really running around, kind of like stomping around a little bit, getting dispossessed, getting chopped a little bit, and it wasn't working. And I think what needs to happen is something that similar to happened with Pulisic. Like, he was eased into it. First 2 months of him being a Chelsea player, I don't think he started. He was definitely eased into it, and I think Havertz needs that. Because he's still young, he needs to adapt to this league if we want to get the best out of him.
But he has, scored a hat trick against Barnsley. Like, that should be then like a springboard for him to kick forward.
It should.
It's not like he's got a strike partner in Werner that he has at international level. Like,
yeah, no, this is why it's disappointing at the moment, because he has had these things. And to be honest, I'm saying all this, but he has played all right in the Champions League so far. Like, he's got goals and assists there. It's in the Premier League that he struggles a little bit with the physicality of it all. But that's something that it's fine because that can be taught into someone. That it's not a big worry. A lot of people, I think, are getting worried or getting a bit angsty, and I think that's wrong.
I'm not getting worried.
No, you're sitting fine, mate. But yeah, so that game was it was sad. We'll move on for a preview for the Wolves.
Well, just
game.
before we talk about the Wolves game, Jay, I'm going to throw that stat at you now. And I'm just
great.
genuinely want your
Forgot
reaction
about
to it,
this.
and I want to know if it concerns you or not.
Um,
Obviously, it's a topsy-turvy season, and no one has won all their games, and points are being dropped left, right and centre. But when I say to you that Chelsea have won 6 out of their 12 Premier League games, and in that run, not beaten a side in the top 10, does that concern you?
So yeah, we did actually, we spoke about this on the podcast I was on yesterday, that Chelsea pod, check them out. And it's difficult. When I hear that, I'm not like, oh fucking hell no, because ultimately we're still top half of the table. We're in the top 5 right now. So it's not as big as a deal as it sounds. But that being said, it is a little worrying. I think that playing the top teams is more worrying because if you want to win a season, if you want to win a league, you've got to beat the people around you, and we just can't be doing that. We draw 0-0 with the people around us. So it is a little bit worrying, but it's something that we can work on and go forward. And as long as we're still up there and contending, it doesn't worry me too much to care.
I think this Wolves game is a massive test for you guys because this is a Wolves team that are dropping off slightly from the incredible side that we've been seeing, in the past few years. I do not rate and never have ever since the 4-0 Liverpool against Barcelona. I've never rated Semedo as a right back. He is Serge Aurier before Mourinho took over and made him a competent defender. Like.
You really have a vendetta against Semedo, don't you?
I just don't rate. I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. Like
He's got
Wolves
pace,
are built on
Josh.
solid.
He's got 93 pace.
But that's great. That's great on FIFA. But the Wolves were built on solidity and nous. And even though Doherty's not currently getting into the Tottenham side, Semedo is a world away from what Doherty brought to that team. And Neves didn't play last time out for Wolves. He came on in the 80th minute. They lost to. I think they eventually went down to 10 men themselves, but they lost to 10-man Villa. So, but they're still a really good side. Me and you both know that it's a different, and they'll be looking to bounce back. Matinho getting a red will be huge for you. That means Neves will play, probably, but he's kind of what makes that team tick. But yeah, you both need to bounce back in that Wolves game. So it's and you've done all right against Wolves historically. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said a lot of things I wanted to say. To be fair, should we just end it? You've done it.
Yeah. That's good. I think the score will be, and we'll move on to the.
That's funny. I'm not. It is a massive test. I think so far as well. Once we've had a bit of a shaky result, we've seemed to pull a better result afterwards. It's a bit of a morale thing for us. We need to bounce back after that, especially because we lost this weekend, but other teams could have got an advantage on us and didn't. Talking about Spurs, talking about Liverpool. So although we
got a point advantage on you, just so you know, we got a point advantage on you.
A slight.
We are a point further ahead of you than we were last week.
Yeah,
that
slight
is the
advantage.
definition of an advantage.
Slight advantage.
So just,
a slight advantage. And Liverpool being a bigger one as well, because Fulham are one of those teams that every top club should be beating. I don't know if that's harsh, but and they got a draw out of that. So we need to then now take this, get 3 points, and I think it's massive to just see how Frank deals with this, because he made a terrible decision in the Everton game, bringing Tammy on the wing. That was wrong. But
he brought him on the wing.
He brought him on the wing. Yeah, he played left wing. So that was stupid. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I'd say we need someone that's more of a winger. So I think we either play Andrew in, who had a good game in the Champions League, or even Emerson, or Alonso's probably gone now, isn't he? So not him. But Emerson can play left wing. He's a better winger than he is a defender, really. So he can play up there. Just give us a bit of width. It adds a little bit more.
You're clutching at straws a bit there, I think.
No. Sorry, just that is it. having someone that can play there makes a difference. Like Havertz can't play on the right. It was evident he's more of a central player, so it just ruined that right hand side for us.
It rarely works. I mean, Emerson doesn't. What end product does Emerson actually have? Like, I'm sure he scored a few goals. I'm sure he has. Tottenham once tried to play Kyle Walker at right wing. It was a disaster. Like, just because they're a pacey, decent fullback, it doesn't translate. I wouldn't.
I mean,
personally,
Andrew is
I would
my
be
first
very,
choice.
very worried for you if you did that.
Andrin's my first choice. That being said,
Who?
Andrin is one of our the Chelsea Academy boys. He played for in the Champions League. He's quite good. He's got a lot of potential. He's still young. He'd be my first choice over Emerson. But I'm just saying, I'd rather have a winger playing than Havertz there.
Okay.
But you said it. You said it just before then. We seem to get good results away at Wolves. We seem to put at the end of last season. We needed a win there to make sure we were in top four, and we did. So I'm not too worried. I'm just going to say it's going to be a very difficult game. I'm going to say 2-1 to Chelsea.
Okay. The one thing I was going to that I did forget to mention as well, just in your last game, was that an offside did save you from another. Like that mistake from Chilwell for the second penalty that never was disastrous.
Yeah, it was. But also, Pickford having a fingertip save stopped it being 1-1 in the first half.
But I'm just saying that if you're looking at players, maybe the confidence is starting to just take a tiny hit.
I think we lacked confidence that game, but it now, like you said, it's the test that's coming up now. Can we pick ourselves back up? That'll be interesting to look at. Right, we spent a lot of time on Chelsea. Let's move on.
Right, moving on. Let's quick fire this because we've got a lot to talk about here, but we'll quickly talk. I've already said it in my fan cam. Tottenham, it may sound like I'm being biased, we battered Palace. The Dyer free kick, the close range Kane header, the Ndombele volley, sort of like side volley. Like Guaita had a horrible mistake to make it 1-0 Tottenham, and then played like prime Buffon, Casillas, name it, for the rest of the game. It happens, it sucks, but the performance itself was a 5-1 performance from Tottenham, I think. You can disagree with that, whatever. Cool. Doesn't matter. It means that we completely let go of our position on the top of the table. We gave Liverpool a chance to beat Fulham and go ahead of us, and Liverpool didn't take that. So, and I watched that game fully, and Liverpool didn't impress me. These are words that will bite me. This will be a Liverpool side looking to right that wrong. Obviously, they don't lose at Anfield. I think they're like 40-something games unbeaten at Anfield. Mm-hmm. But it has the potential to be game of the season. Kane and Son versus Salah and Mane. It's exciting. Tottenham are pretty much fully fit, as far as I'm aware. Bale didn't play against Palace because of illness. Will he play a part in the Liverpool game? I'd like to see him in a big game like that. I don't think we will. I think we'll see Bergwijn or Mora still.
Bergwijn's been playing well for you guys, hasn't he?
He has. No goals and assists, but he was a big part of the reason, his work ethic, that we were beating Palace. And, to be honest, it did look worse when he came off. Also, same when we took Reguilon off, because he provides just so much energy. He had a few shots as well in the past game. But yeah, no, they didn't impress me, Liverpool. They really didn't.
I personally, but they really did look pretty just dry.
Personally, I'm convinced that the Fabinho challenge on, I think it was Cavallero, was a penalty. They took it to VAR and they didn't overturn because it wasn't clear and obvious, but it's one of those ones where if the ref had given it originally as a penalty, that also wouldn't have been overturned. So I think that they were incredibly lucky not to go 2 down. I think it was a penalty, but it's one of those just sucker punch little weak handballs, isn't it, that gave them their way back into the game. Mm-hmm. It was mad. I think I don't know. It's a different proposition at Anfield, and my head tells me that we will lose 2-1.
But what does your heart?
But my heart, Jay. But my heart. I'm saying 6-0. No. I think. You know what? This is just pathetic, because my head's telling me it can be 2-1. My heart's telling me we can go there and win 2-0. I genuinely believe that. We're not very good at set pieces, but that we come unstuck against West Ham's and Newcastle's and yesterday's Crystal Palace. But we were approaching 8 hours without conceding a goal yesterday, which is unheard of as a Tottenham fan. That doesn't happen. And it's just, I don't know. Or it could be a 2-2. I don't know.
It's going to be a huge game. It's going to be a huge game.
This is the kind of game that Jose Mourinho needs to, if he brings his A game, and Klopp can complain about his players and can complain about the pitch. If Mourinho can just come play a little bit of mind games with him and fuck off with 3 points. Oh, Jay. Oh,
listen,
Jay.
If you beat Liverpool midweek, you're a serious title contenders, and because they're the team, they're the champions, they're the team behind you. You'll be gaining a lead on them. That would be huge. I don't want to gas you up too much, but yeah.
No, it's different. Obviously, Matip came off with a back problem. I don't know if you saw that. So their centre back partnership ended because then they took someone else off. No. So they took Matip off at half time, and their centre back partnership was Henderson and Fabinho.
Oh, that's mad.
Like, as good as Fabinho's been in that position, like, this is motherfucking Kane and Son we're talking about. They're not going to have time for that shit.
I mean,
they're not going to let Henderson keep them out.
The one positive
we're fucking winning it.
The one positive they've got is they've got Alisson back.
Couldn't keep fucking Bobby Reed out though, could he? Can't stop Bobby Reed. Do you think he's going to stop Son? You know what? The energy I've been putting out in the world, I've said this before, I've been putting out some good energy recently, and it's been coming back in good ways. I'm not being overconfident, I'm not being a dick. I just think that this is a good Tottenham team, and this is a Liverpool team licking their wounds slightly. So if there's ever a time to slowly wrap our little cockerel hands around their throat and squeeze the life out of them, it's Wednesday.
Right, and we might be doing a live stream for that. No guarantees, but we might be doing one, so showing in for that. Right, is there anything else we need to say, Josh, before we end it?
No, not particularly.
I always say that because I'm worried that I'll say, all right, we need to end it, and you're like, no, we've got to do this. So I always...
No, just, I'd like to throw a congratulations to Burnley. I just loved it. I mean, I wanted to just say just one final thing about that, was just that I'm so glad. It's just, as much as it would be nice to see like a classic Chris Wood just slamming it into the net for the win, it's just funny.
Own
just
goal.
Cheers, Sean. Cheers, Sean Dyche. This week's on you, mate, because all of us slipped and faltered. We actually, the one thing we haven't done, Jay, is pass it to Adam to talk about the Manchester derby.
Oh my God.
We forgot about that. So just 1 second, sorry.
Hello guys, hope you're alright. First of all, I'd like to say I'm sorry I'm not there again. I'm very busy. You know what it's like, working at Tesco, trying to get that cash. What it is, innit? But I'm talking to you today about the derby, the Manchester derby that happened last week. Didn't feel like a derby. It felt like it was the last day of the season and both teams had nothing to play for. It was boring as anything. We didn't play terrible, but then again, we didn't really risk much to win the game. I think with both teams clearly wanted a 0-0 draw, and that's what we got. There was literally one chance in the whole game, and it was for City. One big chance anyway, when I think it was Mahrez got put through 1-on-1. Again, poor finish. It was like Pep told him to not score, make it 0-0. Better for everyone. But yeah, Pogba seemed to play well. I was impressed with him. I don't want him here, mind you. Still, we need to revamp the team here. We need to start moving forward now. It's a good draw for us. We got a point from it. We're still putting pressure on for top 4. Everyone else has dropped points, which is very good for us. But it seems like whenever we drop points, everyone else does. So, again, we win our game in hand. We'll go third now, because we won't. No, I don't know. Chelsea got beat, didn't they? So we'll go above them if we win our game in hand. But yeah, I'm happy with the point, but it was incredibly boring to watch. That's why I didn't make a fan cam either, because literally nothing happened. In terms of our next game, we play on Thursday. We play Sheffield. They were bottom of the table. They got 1 point. I don't know if they've played this weekend. They might be on. They might be on right now. I don't know. But yeah, they've got 1 point. So there's not much I can say on that. If we are going to improve, which we need to win these games. We don't need to just win these games. We need to dominate these games. That's how we're going to progress. We need to keep a clean sheet. We need to put at least 3 past them. It needs to be convincing enough for us to move forward and for us to get to January and to, get some interest from players. So yeah, I never have much to say on upcoming games because I'm always shit scared of second guessing the result. So we should win. I'm actually not working for it, so I get to watch it. That's good, isn't it? That's if she lets me anyway. But yeah, Sheffield Thursday night. It's going to be 3-0. Oh yeah, and tell your dads. Forgot about a bit.
That was Adam talking about the Manchester derby. So in a world filled with Chelsea v Everton, Tottenham v Palace, and the drabbest Manchester derby we've seen, at least Big Sean gave us all a good end to the week.
He knew what he needed to do and he fucking did it. Thanks, Sean.
He did it.
Right, that's
Save
it.
football.
This video is way too long. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Like I said at the top of the video, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And you need to tell your dads about this video.
You do, and just everything.
Tell him about Sean Dyche.